I'm the symbol of discipline on the football field. Somebody makes the rules, somebody else has to enforce them. And I'm in that position in football. 7 guys in striped shirts out there are the difference between that being a game and a riot. And when you're, that's the truth. And when you're out there, I'm going to tell you something. There is nobody that likes you all the time. Nobody. Except your fellow officials. And you have to have the confidence that what you're doing is right. Now, I don't get very philosophical in talks, but I get philosophical now, so wake up, this is the deep stuff. I see you doubt. Now, there's a difference between a law and a principle. You can break a law, but you can't break a principle. You go out here on Interstate 5, drive 95, no cop, you broke the law successfully. But I'll tell you right now, you can sit here with all the brains in this room and do all the advanced planning you want, but I'll promise you if you jump off the top of the Empire State Building, you're not going northeast. Because that's a principle. Now I'm going to give you a principle that applies to you and your team, your deliverables team, and to you as a group in this academy, and to you representing your industry as financial planners, and here it is. You can't sink one end of a boat. I told you this stuff is deep. Guy down here getting that down. Can't think. If the people in the back of the boat don't like what the people in front are doing, so I got an idea, let's drill a hole and sink them suckers. I got news for you all going down. Paint the boat, repair the boat, change the boat, but don't sink the boat. Now we call that the discipline of loyalty. And boy, did I learn about that in football. We had a game in Chicago between the Bears and the Green Bay Packers. I called a clip against the Bears in the fourth quarter, took the winning touchdown away. Now clipping, if you don't know, is blocking from the rear. Blocking from the side is not a clip, and there's an iffy one from right in here. Now we have commandments in football. One of them is thou shalt not clip. And if thou clippest thy opponent, thou shalt have a 15-yard penalty. And furthermore, if thou protested, our commandment doesn't end there. If thou protesteth too much, thou shalt have another 15 and an early bath. And that has a very deterrent effect on very large people. Well, there's an iffy one right in here. I got torn apart on the papers, television. The next week we were in New Orleans, sitting in a hotel room Saturday night looking at 5 rolls of slow motion film, as every crew does every week, with a critique sheet from the league office, and they had a big red question mark by this place, said, check this, we don't think it's a clip. We ran the play about 4 times. 4 of the guys wouldn't take a stand. But Tony Viteri, my good friend, the head linesman, with whom I differed occasionally, jumped up. He said, Art, you know better than that. Was no clip. Now, I was on a short fuse. I jumped up and I said, Tony, it was a clip. He said, it wasn't a clip, and we ended up toe-to-toe and had to be pulled apart, and I've seen that many times. But I'll tell you something I have never seen. I have never seen one football official in the National Football League show up another one on the field. If that back judge calls some little bump, pass interference, and the guy couldn't have caught the ball with a butterfly net, you don't see the field judge come over and say, oh my God, Don, how could you call that? He comes over what? Smiling his head, nodding in support, their teammates, saying, Don, dummy. Pick up your flag. He couldn't have caught it with a net. You talk about loyalty. After that game, I lived at that time in Peoria, Illinois. About halfway between Peoria and Chicago, there's a town of Fairbury, a farmer up there, wild Chicago Bear fan, and a good friend of mine. He runs into me on the street in Peoria about a month before this game, and he said, Art, if you ever want to come deer hunting, you have to let me know. Bring your friends and come on up. It's a thrill to see somebody on the field that I know I'm a great Bear fan. So a month later, after I made that call to beat the Bears, I said to the guys in the dressing room at Soldiers Field, I said, anybody want to go deer hunting, let me know. I'm Bob Frederick, our referee from Denver. He said, I'd like to go. I'll fly out Tuesday. So Bob flew out Tuesday. Wednesday morning, 4 o'clock, we were up, got the guns, drove to Fairbury. Got there about 5:45. I parked out by the fence, left Bob in the car, and I went door to knock. Farmer came to the door, stuck his hand out, and he said, Art, I want to tell you right now, that clip you called against the Bears is a great call. I don't care what the Chicago Tribune said. I said, well, thanks a lot. He said, I'll tell you another thing. You've got the best referee in the National Football League. Sharpest signals, knows the rules. I said, that's Bob Frederick, number 71. He said, that's the guy. 71. I said, he's in the car. He's going deer hunting with me. He said, you tell him I said he's the best referee in the NFL. I said, I'll do it. He said, would do me a favor before you go out? I said, anything you want. He said, you see an old mule out by the barn? There's an old swayback mule out there. He said, mule's 26 years old, got cancer. I can't bear to shoot him. Before you go hunting, would you mind shooting my mule? I said, I don't want to shoot your mule. I came here to hunt deer. I can't miss that thing. He hadn't moved since I've been here. He said, well, you'll be doing me a favor if you shoot my mule. I said, okay, I'll shoot him. He said, thanks a lot. We'll have you a hot breakfast when you get back. He went in the house. I went back out to the car. On my way out there, my sense of humor got me. I worked myself up into a fake lather, got in the car, slammed the door. Frederick, what's the matter? I said, that little fool won't let us hunt. He said, won't let us hunt. I flew from Denver. I said, no, I saw that bear game. He said, that clip I called is the worst call he ever saw, worse than that. He said, the guy that wears the funny colored hat, that's you, buddy, was the worst referee in the NFL. When he said that, it was too much for me. I'll tell you what, I'm going to shoot a damn mule. I took my gun and bang, I dropped that thing in one shot. Well, I bit my lip to keep from laughing. Before I could turn my head, I heard his gun go bang, bang. He said, I already got 2 of his cows. Let's get out of here. Now that's loyalty, folks.